Hello and welcome to the Wyvern TV. I'm Liam.
And I'm Tyler.
And we are coming to you from DSMS.
In this programme we cover the DSMS Sports Day.
We find out what pupils think of vertical tutors, and Katie shows you even more changes in the school.
But first, how quick can you text?
Well, meet Austin Wickshire, who won the 6th National Texting Championship held in New York.
He beat another 10 competitors to win over £30,000, which he says he's going to spend on his college education.
The competitors were marked on accuracy, speed and dexterity.
Austin says he typically sends 500 texts a day to his friends, but he got most of his practice texting his mother. Pupils at DSMS have recently started vertical tutors. This means pupils will be in a tutor group with other pupils from different years.
We asked you what you thought of the vertical tutors, and one person says, "I don't like them because we're not with friends. People should be able to choose one other person to be put in a tutor with, and then the teachers should choose a girl pair and a boy pair from each year."
Another person disagrees and says it's good that the Year 11s help the Year 7s with their reading.
So what are your first opinions of vertical tutoring?
I think it's bedded in really well, and I think it's had a very calming effect on the school. I think it's given the school a real focus in the early part of the morning, and I think it's pulled people together in a very positive way.
So looking at the prolonged effect, what effect do you think it's going to have bringing like the Year 7s and the Year 11s together?
I think it's taken them a little bit to get used to the idea, but I think they are coming round to it now, and I think opinion is firmly beginning to shift in its favour. I think the Year 7s love the idea. I think it took the Year 11s a little bit longer to get their heads around it, but I've already today seen evidence of Year 11s taking a real charge of their tutor group, and I think that's just brilliant to see.
When you look into the effect of how it is, like, do you think it'll have a benefit more on the Year 7s or any year, or do you think it'll have the same effect on everyone?
I think it'll have a positive effect on all the years, but I think that by the time Year 7 are in Year 11, they'll have had 5 full years of the system, and I think there'll be some amazing leaders that emerge from that year group, and again that's the principal aim of the vertical tutoring, is to develop leaders from amongst the students.
So final question, what do you think is the most promising and best aspect of vertical tutoring?
I think the development of leadership. Again, I go back to that incident I saw today, one Year 11 girl in a class for which both tutors were absent, and I was picking up the cover, and as I walked in, she was running the class. Nobody had asked her to, she was just doing it, and all the other kids were respectfully following her very reasonable, very mature and sensible instructions. It was actually a joy to see.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The farm tutors aren't the only thing that changed since September.
A new heating system has been put in place, new windows around the main block and loads more.
Here's Katie with the full roundup.
Hello, as some of you may have noticed, today I'm not in my usual place of studio, but looking out over the quad. Now here and around school, there have been loads of different changes. First one is, if you look around, there's been new windows put in. Also, we have had a wall built around the school. On this, the school logo has been imposed. Another change is around school is a new fence which has been put up and is the same type which is around our field. A new change which all students have been enjoying in the last of our good weather is the tables outside the dining hall, which have been fenced off for us to enjoy our dinner outside, and it creates more seating for everyone. The PE department were also very impressed with our swimming pool, which has been relined and had a logo placed at the bottom. It is now open and used again by us and the public. One of the biggest changes that have changed this year are us. Now, as we have started the new vertical tutor system, it has placed us in a new house system where we eat with our house, sit with our house and compete with our house to be on top. For the winter, a new heating system has been put in, which will be very beneficial in the coming months. Last but certainly not least, as you may have noticed, the quad has been completely overturned and the gardens dug out. Where the gardens and the path was, we now have tarmac with the school logo imposed to the bottom of it. Along the sides we now have shelters and benches, which altogether are meant to hold 120 students. Also, now in break and lunch you can play table tennis on our new tables. Now there is one other change in the school which is happening at the moment. Unfortunately it's not finished, but when it is, we will give you an update and show you where. Overall, both students and staff are extremely impressed with the changes and are already benefiting from them. Back to Liam and Tyler in the studio.
Now here is the sport with Sam and Ewan.
Thanks. During September, Sports Day took place at DSMS.
Pupils were racing for the houses and most races were extremely close.
Samantha Gold, who came first at this year's Town Sports for the Year 7 shot put, beat her personal best by 39 centimetres. Alex Pallister, who came first at this year's Town Sports for the Year 9 shot put, also beat his personal best. At Town Sports he threw a distance of 10.1 metres and at DSMS Sports Day he threw a distance of 10.25 metres.
Sam Hutchinson smashed the record for the 1500. He did it in a time of 4:45. The previous record set was 4:54. Jordan Bloor, who came second in the 1500, also beat the record, coming in 1 second behind Sam. Both boys were in year 10.
The head of houses also raced each other and Mr Haylock won for the red team.
On the 29th of September 2012, Davy Hewitson, me, went to the Darlington Match Day Experience.
Throughout our day we did many activities including training with the official Darlow coaches, a stadium tour and going on the pitch at half time.
And we were also Darlington 1883 ball boys for the match.
Before the game we also got to meet the players and get autographs.
The match was great with a 5-2 win for Darlington over Newcastle Benfield.
Back to the studio.
Thanks for that, but that is all for this show. However, you can visit us online at www.wyvernnews.blogspot.com.
Or you can follow us on Twitter at DSMS_Wyvern.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.